Lots of research has shown.
What? Wait. What did you just say? What's up, Wheaties? My name is Hailey.
And I'm Jolene.
And welcome back to yet another episode of Wheat Queens.
Thank you guys for all the support you've been giving us, and thank you so much for coming back and listening to this episode. It is the week of January 19th to 25th, 2020, and tomorrow, guys, on the 20th, is Blue Monday. So we are going to be talking about mental health, as Blue Monday is the most depressing day of the year.
Just like a little disclaimer for you guys. We are 19-year-old university students, not licensed psychologists, psychiatrists, therapists.
We are not mental health experts.
Yeah.
We just have opinions. But don't worry, we're only going to be giving you the internet facts today. And some personal stories.
All right, we're going to start with me. We're going to start with me.
Yeah, I think we should start with you.
All right, well, just a little opener. Mental health has been a grand issue in young society for, I think, like the past little bit, statistically, I think.
It's definitely been on the rise.
According to the Canadian Mental Health Association, 1 in 5 Canadian youth aged 15 to 24 are affected by a mental illness or disorder.
Wow.
So, a little statistic. I did some research.
You said it's 1 in 5?
1 in 5.
Could be somebody you know. Be kind out there, people.
Yeah, be kind. For me, in the last couple months of my senior year in high school, I was diagnosed with type 2 ADHD or attention deficit disorder, as well as generalized anxiety disorder and major depressive disorder as possible, side disorders branching from my ADD. So year 1 in university was really tough for me because I wasn't on proper medication yet. I actually didn't get put on the right dose until like the end of that year. So it was really difficult with that big change in my life and trying to have to now navigate that with a learning disability because like the workload of university like hit me like a freight train. But now I got a nice little cozy and continuous consumption of some medication that helps my brain function as it should, so I can focus better. And this year I've already noticed a huge difference. But again, it just makes for some tough situations. And when I like tell people, oh, I have ADHD, even me when I was first diagnosed, but like the assumption is like hyperactive 7-year-old boys who like, I don't know, eat paste or something. I didn't eat paste as a child, actually. That's a common misconception.
You were a little out there as a child.
Yeah, because I had undiagnosed ADHD.
Exactly.
But like my like specific type of ADHD has also been called ADD, but they don't call it that anymore. It's like without the hyperactivity. So I just like, I have tendencies to daydream and lack of focus, and I get very over emotional, and like these are difficult things to have to navigate on top of the stresses of university and becoming an adult. But as of right now, where I am currently, I have lovely friends. I have a nice home, a warm bed to sleep in, food on my table. I am the happiest I have ever been. So that's really, really nice. I don't really deal with like anxiety as much anymore as like I did in high school. I think like definitely last year I was still dealing with a lot of depression, I think, but I think it's kind of mellowed out for the time being. But not to be that person that's like, it always gets better, because it does, but that's such a bullshit line. And like, I think my go-to line in a substitution of it always gets better is that healing is not a linear thing, any type of healing. So, you know, anyone with mental illness is going to have their good days and their bad days, and it's not like a line graph depicting like a steady upward incline. Like, you dip and you have to pick yourself up sometimes, and it's hard, but you can push through it. And I think that's what I have. I'm very lucky to have really strong support systems in my life. My family, my little sister, my best friend.
Well, thanks, Boo.
I love you. And you know, like my other friends, my boyfriend, my dog even. So yeah, I think like some of my depression, like year one, definitely came from like feelings of inadequacy. Because I think I dropped a course in second semester because I found, especially when I wasn't on meds, which I've just realized I genuinely need to function as long as I'm in school, to focus and do the best work that I can. I need to be on medication, and I'm not ashamed of that fact. But along with mental health comes a wide variety of stigmas, a bunch surrounding medication, but I'm not particularly ashamed to say that I am on medication, because it really isn't something taboo as like other people might say. I think it's just something I need. My brain is different from the typical brain, and that's nothing wrong with me. I just need a little extra boost to get me back on par with everyone else. But, you know, that feeling of inadequacy really kicked in when I was seeing all my friends being like successful and working hard and being able to like have this seemingly unfaltering drive to just like keep going and do the full course load. I couldn't do the full course load, so I dropped a course to make it a little easier on me. And I actually didn't tell you guys.
No, you didn't. You let us harass you for weeks, months even.
I would show up to breakfast. I would show up to breakfast, and you guys would be like, "You're skipping class again." And for some reason, in my mind, I was like, it's better for me to play along with the joke that I'm like lazy and skipping class rather than tell you guys that I had to drop the course because I'm like not as good as you guys.
I'm so sorry, Boo.
No, it's not that like you made me feel bad intentionally. It's just that my own insecurity.
It is hard not to compare yourself to what you see around you from others. And that is something to remember, that when you're like, oh, seemingly we're doing better, that is exactly what it is. It is seemingly. You might never actually know what somebody is really going through. Much as we didn't really know that you weren't in that class, and we didn't know why. We didn't know why you weren't going.
I just let you guys think I was bad.
Oh my gosh.
I was being a baddie.
A baddie?
Yeah. Someone told me she liked bad boys. Well, guess what? I'm skipping class all the time. But yeah, I think like right now I'm in a really good place.
That's good.
And I'm just like thankful and grateful for finding things that I can hang on to, like being passionate about my schoolwork and finding spirituality and finding kind of like a new, what's the word? Like not a rebirth.
Drive?
My drive too definitely came back a little bit, but like I think also just like in all of my relationships, my friendships and my romantic relationship and my ones with my family, they kind of picked back up in a nice strong spot. Just like I felt all right to start reaching out to people and reconnecting, even with like you, and we didn't really necessarily need reconnection, but I hadn't seen you in a bit.
Mm-hmm.
And so like to really like kick myself in the butt and tell myself, okay, get up, call Jolene, ask her if she wants to go for coffee, because that's something that always made me feel better.
Aww. For myself, I personally do not struggle with any diagnosed or undiagnosed mental health issues.
Is she, neurotypical?
I am what you would call neurotypical, yes. But that's why I'm here to talk about being the supportive friend role. And that is something that I have always had to do just with my friends that I've been around in my life. It is very hard to see the people that you love struggling with anything, whether it be a physical or a mental illness, just anything in life. You want to be there for them, you want to help them. Research has shown that support is the key in helping out others when they are struggling with something. It's very helpful to their health journey to getting better. So yeah, like how do you do that? How do you be that supportive friend? First kind of steps, know when something is off. Getting help early is very, very important. Make it, for the other person's journey, to make sure that they get that treatment before, it's at a point where it's becomes very, very difficult. So, a little tip for doing that is to learn the signs. What are some of the signs, the warning signs of mental illness? I just have a couple here. There are obviously more, and they do vary for every person. But just expressions of hopelessness, direct or indirect references to suicide, them acting, being more withdrawn or animated than usual, or just no longer being interested in the things that they once loved. So that is something to look for in the other person. Sort of moving forward with that, if you do notice that something is off, getting help. That's like a really, really difficult step. You might not feel like it's your place to impose on anyone's life, but if you are truly concerned about your friend or your family member, you need to reach out and help them get the help they need, if it is in fact dire.
In high school, when my depression was really bad, it was you who pushed me to go see like the school counselor,
and that was hard. It was hard for me. It was hard for
you.
I really felt like you were going to hate me for doing that, for pushing you into something that you didn't want to go to. This being said, you can't just push and push and push. There does have to be some will to do it themselves. And especially as you get into adulthood, you can't force people to do things. As a helpful tip for that, a suggestion you could make is you'll go to that first appointment with them if they'd like. Maybe though they really want to do this on their own, And that is definitely okay. Don't impose, right? Like, this is another person's life we're talking about. Just be supportive of whatever decision that they make. Moving forward with that, living or just being around people who have been diagnosed and they are currently managing that, you're no longer at a point where, oh, this is like a dire situation, like we need to get an action, we need to, contact clinical services. Just help encourage a healthy lifestyle. Try to be as supportive and patient and understanding as you possibly can. I know, like, that's very, very hard because you have your own opinions. You're like, hey, I really think you should be doing this, but you have to understand that they are trying their best to be their best, and you can't impose on that. Just try to be there for them.
Recognize that they're trying their best to be their best. Exactly.
Like, maybe they will not want to share their journey with you, and that is okay. Just be supportive of that decision as well. And if they do want to reach out to you and share their journey and have you help them, be supportive of that as well. This being said, don't spend all of your energy on another person. You do need to take care of yourself as well. Make sure you're in the right mental headspace to be helping out others.
Yeah, just like we said before, we're not mental health experts. Just in the same way, like, your friends aren't mental health experts either. I don't know, unless your friend has, like, a degree
in psychiatry. That'd be really
if
something.
They're like a doctor. I don't know.
I feel like that'd be a conflict of interest, though, so maybe they could recommend you to somebody else.
Right.
But they definitely have those connections.
Yeah. As much as you need to talk to someone, you have to be sure that someone is ready to listen to what you're dealing with, and just for a moment thinking about how it might affect them in their current state, which isn't meaning to say, like, if they're not in the right space to then take whatever's bothering you and, like, repress it, but just find someone else to talk to. Maybe an adult, maybe a counselor.
As we've now mentioned a couple times, we are not mental health experts or have anything to do with that, but we do have a couple people here who are. If you are seriously worried about someone, you can call the Mobile Crisis Unit. They are for individuals 18 plus. You can give them a call at 204-725-4411. BU has counselors on site. You can make appointments with them online. You can also give their office a call. And they do, in fact, have crisis appointments that are available daily, and you can call 204-727-9737. They are located in room 102 in the Mackenzie building.
I think everybody should go see a counselor at least once. Just to get what you need to get off your chest. Like, students see counselors for a variety of reasons, be that, like, stress, anxiety, depression, sexual abuse or assault, eating disorders, grief, relationships, anything that's weighing you down. They'll listen.
They are there for you. And that is especially useful if you don't have somebody else in your life that you feel like you can talk to. Or maybe you don't want to burden them with it. These mental health professionals, this is their job, this is what they've gotten, this is what they want to do. They want to help you. And they are trained. They know what they're doing. Some other great sources on our campus here. We have the peer wellness educators. So the peer wellness educators, while they are not licensed to help you with any problems that you may have, they are volunteer students that help to promote wellness topics such as sexual health, emotional well-being, physical health, stress management, and more. And they do this through planned activities, workshops, and events. They have all those brochures. They are there to help you and help get that information out there for people. If you ever want to know what's going on with them, what they have coming up, you can find them on Instagram at bu.pw.educators.
Also, I don't know, a little minor thing. Christmas is over, but winter is still here. So if you're feeling low, if you have
seasonal affective disorder,
yeah,
SAD.
If you have seasonal affective disorder or SAD, the library also offers light therapy. You can rent out lamps.
Sunlight is a big help to many, many people.
Yeah, I think for me, too, I feel happier when the weather is uplifting.
I mean, even for me, I definitely like to sit near sunny windows when I'm studying or just doing anything. It's science. We really do need that sunlight. It does uplift our moods.
At my core, I am a plant. I just soak in the sunshine.
That is something that the peer educators have done. They handed out plants once to help free plants to help you guys deal with stress management, because plants are great.
Like stress management, self-care, self-love. Plants are a wonderful way. Getting a plant, taking care of another living thing. People often find comfort in taking care of another living thing when maybe they can't take care of themselves. It makes them feel more able. They have potential in control, and they have potential to take care of themselves then. Like something as small as a plant, but people with their pets, or I've heard of people just to cope if they're in a really bad place, like pretending that like an inanimate object, like a throw pillow, is like a baby. And sometimes they can find a little bit of comfort in taking care of something else for a while.
Mm-hmm.
Because sometimes taking care of yourself can be such a difficult thing when you don't feel like you're worth the care.
Whatever you and your therapist thinks is working for you is obviously going to help.
What do you do as a form of self-care or self-love?
As a form of self-care for myself?
When you're getting, like, stressed.
Well, I do have a dog. Actually, I mean, I have my personal dog, then I also have my family dog. So I've got 2 dogs that love me unconditionally. And they force me to get up, get out of my head. Because dogs are happy-go-lucky beings. And they force me to get out there, take them for walks, get that fresh air, get that sunlight. That's something that I take care of dogs, and that helps me.
I really like to practice a little bit of mindfulness. I think when I was 15, I would have shit all over it. But now I do actually enjoy the process of, like, doing a little meditation, and just breathing, taking a moment to breathe and regulate that, and just, like, feel more at peace and comfortable in the room that I'm in. I like to take baths with Epsom salts. It makes my skin feel all smooth like a baby. But, you know, it also makes me feel good.
What an odd thing to say.
Oh, I know.
But yeah, you know, baths are a great relaxation technique.
Get yourself some Epsom salts. That's hashtag self-care, babies. And fuzzy pajamas. Fuzzy pajamas, candles. That's like the typical.
I'm just really following that Instagram self-care tips.
Oh, yeah. But I don't know, it really does help me. I think, like, just doing stuff you love to do. Even when it's difficult and you feel like you don't have the passion for it anymore. And just recognizing that you're not alone in this.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody's ever 100% alone. if you truly feel that lost, reach out to an adult. Reach out to a crisis line. You're still not alone.
There are always people out there. 7 billion people on this planet. There is always someone out there who is willing to help you.
I think when I felt at my lowest, I would hit up our group chat with our other friends, and we'd go out for coffee. And it always, without fail, would lift my spirits, even if I felt like I had the least amount of energy I've had in my entire life. I still had myself get up, drive to Coffee Culture, and sit down and be with my friends and remind myself that I am loved.
Everything that we've said here today, guys, it's a really difficult topic for people to talk about. So we thank you guys so much for listening today, especially if you made it all the way to the end of the video here. We acknowledge that, everybody is different in how their brain is functioning and how they take care of themselves. So we encourage you guys to look into whatever methods work for you. And if you are currently dealing with any struggles of any kind, be sure to reach out. As we've listed, there are many, many places that you can reach out to. Many, many places on campus you can go. So thank you guys again so much for listening. We hope you guys have a great day, and, try to be positive tomorrow on Blue Monday. Just wake up and tell yourself that it's going to be a good day.
Say, okay, world, let's do this.
Exactly. Maybe pay somebody a compliment tomorrow. Brighten their day. We don't want this to be the most depressive day of the year. Just because that's what it's called doesn't mean it has to be.
Yeah. I have something to tell you.
What do you have?
You have beautiful eyes and a vibrant spirit.
Thank you. I love you so much. And
yeah, okay. Yeah. Thank you.
You have a great personality that I love, and it uplifts me every day.
You uplift me. Okay.
Well, this was really sweet.
We'll see you guys next time. Catch y'all on the flip side. Bye, you guys.
Bye. Oh my god.